Most people that face adversity turn around and walk the other way because of the fear of failing, versus knowing you're going to have an experience here and it's okay if I take that step and don't quite make it. It's better than sitting still and doing nothing. So people who are highly successful in our world are people who are willing to face the fear and do it anyway, who are willing to take that uncomfortable step and to reach beyond where they felt they were supposed to. And they didn't listen to all the people that told them why they couldn't. I don't know how many dream takers we have in this world. People that look at something or you and who you are. Well, you don't have the education, you don't have the experience, they can find all the reasons why you can't, versus supporting you where you are and saying, how can you? How can I support you in your dream? So it's a big belief of mine, to be a successful person, you surround yourself with dream makers. You surround yourself with those people who want more out of life and who are going to support you where you are.
The size of your thinking determines the size of your results. So if you say, well, I'm going to make 50,000, you figure out how to do that. If you say my minimum threshold, my thermometer is 100,000, you do that. When I heard from the top salesman in the world years ago, in 1974, Joe Godolpho and Ben Feldman, that if you add 1 0 and you go from 400 a day, 250 days, that's 100,000, but you add 1 0 and it goes to 4,000 a day times 250 work days, that's 1 million. They said, can you do it? And I said, well, if my kid's life depended on it, of course I could do it. So I did it, and then you just duplicate it. And then all of a sudden I said, well, wait a second, there are people that are making $1 billion, and that never happened before 20 years ago. We never had a billionaire. Now, every year it doubles the amount of billionaires, and a millionaire employs 10 people, a billionaire employs 10,000. So, right? The more riches you have is the more unselfish you get. Contrariwise to what the media teaches, they're rich, but nobody gets rich, according to Andrew Carnegie, if you go to his house at 91st and 5th Avenue without enriching all others, and that makes sense to me. So the point is that as we get richer and as we serve more, right? Christ said the greatest amongst you is servant of all. And so then Napoleon Hill said in Think and Grow Rich, the quantity of service plus the quality of service with a positive mental attitude equals unlimited compensation. I'm for everybody upping the quality of their life, because when you up the quality of your life, you up the quality of life of everyone around you that fast.
I have led a mad life. M-A-D. I made a difference. The world wouldn't be the way it is today, parts of it, unless I was here and I was put on this earth. And I think about that all the time. That's worth more money than I could ever think about wanting to have. You know, and I think about what are some of the things I've done that I feel this way. Well, you know, one of my biggest accomplishments, I think, is the stent. You know, it saves people's lives, and I got people coming to me, say, hey, you saved my life, but this when they find out that I was involved in that, and I say, without me doing that, investing in it, doing it, pushing it through, it wouldn't have happened. The world wouldn't, a lot of people wouldn't be alive today. It says, woo, a lot of people never heard the word Fuddruckers. A lot of kids would have never gone to college because their parents worked for Fuddruckers or made a good living and been able to send their kids to college and educate their kids and raise a good family. And same thing with all my business. People have never heard the word Fuddruckers or Romano's Macaroni Grill and enjoyed that part of their life. I become part of people's life, and their life wouldn't be the same if I didn't do the things I did. So I sit back and say, you know, I'm a mad person. I'm a person that made a difference. And to me, that's what I think. You know, I hear you talking about heroes all the time. Well, my heroes are people that make a difference. That are out there and they make a difference in the world and make it a better place to live. They make it a place that's that people enjoy and that's good for humanities in the world.
I was fortunate in my own career to find a number of different mentors early on in my career that were willing to teach me. Now, I had to be willing to learn, but they were willing to teach me as long as I would avail myself of the information. Didn't mean I had to agree with it all. Didn't mean I had to buy into it all. But at least it was there so I could take from it what I wanted. And I had a lot of mentors, not only from the direct selling industry, from other industries, life insurance, real estate, other people that I studied that were successful. And for that matter, people who had nothing to do with business, but had led very successful lives in in other areas. For example, you know, Mother Teresa. I mean, I think you're not real smart if you don't study Mother Teresa's life. It's a great life to study. So in studying other people's lives, I said, let me take some of the things that I've learned that have helped me not only to make a very, very good living for myself and my family, but at the same time to pass some of those messages along, some of those lessons along to current generations and perhaps the future generations, and frankly leave something behind down the road for my kids to say, hey, here's what my dad did for a living. He helped some other people to get what they needed out of life as a result, and you know, here's one document that is proof evidence of that.
The hero's journey is fascinating, and I think it probably would be relevant to many people who are watching this program now. For example, the hero begins because he or she hears a call. Oh my, I've got to do this. I've got to do it. How can I do this? How can I really reach out to those people? How can I get this education? How can I go beyond where I am now? Because I feel such a yearning. Almost everybody has that. Or as I sometimes joke, the hound of heaven goes, ruff, 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 at your feet. Get on with it, you know, especially now. And then there is the refusal of the call. I can't, no, until I'm a little older, maybe when I lose weight. Oh, when I've paid my taxes. Oh, and I have a better job. When the kids are grown. And there's all that sort of entropy in which we just put it off and put it off and put it off until finally, in the hero's journey and in our own life journey, we say, enough, I can't stand myself anymore. I cannot stand this stuckness that I'm in. I hate stuckness. So I'll get on with it. And so you begin to take the first steps. And then very often you find out, as the hero does, that allies begin to show up, often unexpected. A phone call, a sudden opening of a book at the right place. Somebody approaching you and saying, would you like to try this and go with me there? And suddenly it's as if the world itself has gotten interested in you.
What inspires me is the recognition. You know, Albert Einstein said before he passed on that the greatest gift or the greatest calling in life is to be of service to others. There's no greater calling in life. And I truly believe that what inspires me is to recognize that I've been given an opportunity, a 24-hour cycle every single day, to be able to give contributions to life, to make lives better. And that the meaning of my life is never meant how much I acquire and how much I have in my life, but really is measured by the contributions I make every single moment, every single day, to everyone and everything that I'm a part of in my life. The one thing that we can do to make a difference in life is to recognize our gifts, is to recognize our passions, is to recognize that you have been given a gift to be able to make a difference in someone's life. And by making a difference in someone's lives, you're actually making a difference in your life. So recognize that the magic is not necessarily to be thinking about what can I do for me, but really spend most of your time thinking about how can I contribute to others. And by contributing to others, trust me, you'll be contributing to yourself in ways that you never thought were possible.
Each and every one of us has the ability to live a life beyond our wildest dreams. And I think that it's now important that we inspire others to know that it's not all about despair, it's not all about sadness, it's not all about, things not working, that there's a way that we can create our lives to live to our true potential. And that these are not just dreams, that these can become reality, that these can become the truth, that these can make a difference, not only for us, but for those people around us, and then ultimately making a mark or a difference in the world.